All right. Let's see what wonderful trade-ins we got today. Andrew, anything good?
What do we get?
Two things.
Oh, I was like, I don't know if we got anything today.
Xbox One Terraria and Minecraft Dungeons Hero Edition. Or is that Herd Edition?
Hero. Herd.
Hero Edition. Man, such great trades today. So you know what I want to do?
What?
Talk about music.
Okay.
All right, here. We'll go back and forth. How you guys doing today? How can we help y'all?
I have thought about the Wii U selection.
Wii U?
Yes.
All right. So we don't have a big selection, but I know the Wii U will play Wii games also. So
Oh, will it?
yeah, this is our Wii U. All right. We're back. Let's talk about some music today. I'm gonna turn on YouTube. Is that how everybody gets their music nowadays? If you want to watch it, or even just listen, you just put it on YouTube.
Either
How do you do
YouTube
it?
or Spotify or Apple Music.
Do
They're
you use-
streaming
Do you just YouTube stuff sometimes at home when you got people over, or no?
sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes so you can have something on while you watch it, kind of like the old MTV days.
Yeah, for playing video games or
You
something.
know, I wore this shirt again, so I didn't know that we were going to talk about music. But you know what? I don't know. All right, the number one. Okay, so what are some of the songs that the first time you heard it, you knew where you were at, you were like, wow, this is awesome.
Oh, what is that? There's a guy named Joey Barnes, and he's like a one-hit wonder, and he was the drummer for the band Daughtry. Do you remember Daughtry?
No.
It was the lead singer Daughtry and the songwriter won American Idol one year.
Uh-huh.
He had a band called Daughtry, and then his drummer was this guy named Joey, and that guy went solo, and his song came on in like a J.C. Penney, and I really liked it, and yeah, I always think
Was that
about
the one-hit wonder?
Yeah, he was like a one-hit wonder, yeah.
That was a really good song.
Yeah, from like somewhere in the 2000s. Like,
Was there any other song that you heard that was like that?
it kind of sounded like it could have been an 80s song, like maybe something Wham would have did,
Yeah.
but it was in the early 2000s.
Was there another song that hit you like that?
I'm trying to think.
What's the defining
I mean,
song-
I remember "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
What's the defining song of your generation?
The defining
To
song.
define like that's that everybody that changed everybody's life.
In the
Was it,
Club by 50 Cent. No, I'm just kidding. Well, people know that one.
What about the We Are Young?
Oh, that one.
It seemed like that year for whoever graduated high school, that was the song for everybody's high school graduation. It seemed like that year.
That or like a Maroon 5 song or
Something
like
like that.
somebody, yeah, one of the big bands. Train.
Yeah.
When did Hey Soul Sister come out? That song. Was that later?
How's
Was that 90s or early 2000s? Hey Soul Sister. On the radio. Something like that.
I think that might have been. The Subway does right next door.
I don't.
I think that was the late '90s, wasn't it?
I think maybe.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't
Or like
remember.
2000. Something like that.
2000, right at that
Yeah.
mark.
Oh,
Right.
when that Goo Goo Dolls song.
Right, Goo Goo Dolls were big.
Which is weird because it's like that's old now, and now I'm old, and so like, I guess that would be everyone knows it. Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah. Now, was there a song that you go the first time you heard it? I've never heard anything like that before. Maybe that one, the first one you were talking about, or
Just how intense "I'll Always Love You" by Whitney Houston was.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean I was young when that Bodyguard came out, right? It was like super early
Oh,
'90s,
Man, that's '90. Yeah.
but it was just like so intense. Like it was a
Yeah.
really good song.
That was a good one. I have a couple of songs. The first song was I was really young. It was like '79 or '80 with Gary Newman Cars. The first time I heard that one, I was like, I've never heard anything like that before.
Mhm.
But it's mainly because it was electronica.
Mhm.
You didn't hear that kind of sound, before. And I always loved that song. I still like it. But truly, the one I think that defined everything, just like when the Beatles came out, I think. And nobody's bigger than the Beatles, of course. were as big. They had, how many hits did they have? Like 30 number one hits or something
Yeah,
crazy? I
they
mean,
weren't together for that
they-
long. Like they weren't. Didn't
Right.
it was like 6 or 7 years they were on
They
the
made a
radio.
deal with the devil, didn't they? To
Yeah,
get
for
that-
sure. Especially Paul.
Especially Paul, right? Yeah, but for me, it was, I remember the first time I heard Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now, I listen to that song now, or listen to all Nirvana, to me it sounds good still.
Mhm.
I like it, but it's not anything mind-blowing
Mhm.
now or anything to me. But at the time, in '91 when it came out, I heard it, it was my very first, no, it was my second year of tech school, I think. I remember I was in the cafeteria, and this
Mhm.
girl came up. She said, "Hey, have you heard this?" She stuck an earbud in my ear, and it went down, 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 you know, the
Mhm.
intro to "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I went, "What is that?" And it's the strangest feeling, hearing something you've never heard at all, not even close before. And maybe it was that way because we were so enthralled in hair metal.
Yeah,
Everything sounded
that
the
was still
same,
going, yeah.
You know, but there was diversity in music, big time still.
Mhm.
I mean, you had like Susie and the Banshees. You had techno that was hitting hard. You had everything kind of.
Mhm.
You know, you still had some regular rock and roll, but most things was hair metal or metal
Yeah.
type of a sound, pop metal. You know, it became kind of that. So when that song hit, and it was just different.
Mhm.
It never heard nothing like it, and then of course it went exploded, and everything became grunge, and everything died.
Dancing died, like dance
Dancing died. I
clubs.
remember we would go to places like Shark Dance with
Mhm.
Jay Larkin in Clear Lake, or Blue Planet off of Westheimer or Richmond. I don't remember what it was. Most things was Westheimer numbers, and it was techno. It was just get lost in it. And then when Nirvana came out, it was all slam dancing. Everybody started slam. It was kind of cute at first, right? Oh, this is neat. Let's
Yeah.
slam dance. And then you're like, I don't want to do this anymore after a couple times. Bring back the regular stuff. But you know, really, what grunge and what Nirvana, Alice in Chains did was killed everything.
Mhm.
Killed it. Just nailed it in the coffin. I mean, everything. And then then it really got bad when like pop grunge started.
It was just
coming
like a
out.
hard, noticeable transition.
Hard, and at
Yeah.
first it was really cool, but now I think back, I go, that's sad.
Mhm.
You know, and then I said, I don't want to listen to Nirvana. For years, I said, I don't want. But then a few years ago, I started listening to it again.
And then after that was, I guess, all out of that came all the alt rock of the late
Right.
'90s, yeah,
Yeah, the
early
alt-
2000s,
Mhm,
the
like-
Nickelback and the Creed.
right.
That became rock,
Linkin
and then
Park, kinda.
and then yeah, hip hop kind of came back. Like rap hip hop became mainstream after a while too.
It's interesting, but now here I'll do this, and I'll give you my view in a minute. Okay, what is your view on music now? How is it, you know, compared to 10, 15 years ago?
10 years
Or
ago?
15 years ago, let's say,
15 years ago.
when you were a kid.
It was like people still bought CDs. 15
Right,
years
yeah.
ago, they still bought.
Like a band you could hear, you could you could be in a band and
Yeah.
make it, right?
It's like the MySpace era.
Yeah.
When people were online trying to make it, and anybody could upload their music.
I forgot
But then
about
at that time,
MySpace.
it was still CDs, and people would burn CDs still.
Right.
Like, when the internet was coming out, that was like people were just illegally downloading stuff. And
Yeah.
so that started hurting like.
That's
CD
really what
sales,
the-
and then, yeah, and then MP3 came out. People just downloaded that.
So do you think
MP3 players.
that being able to download music instead of going to buying it killed kind of has dumbed down a little bit the
Yeah.
music, or
Yeah,
like
you could put it all in one space, and you could just listen to it all.
yeah.
You could fit so many more albums of music onto your MP3 player instead
Right.
of having to switch CDs in your car.
Right.
And then, yeah.
So is the music scene to you better now or when you were a teenager? How do you like it better? The
yeah,
quality of the music.
When I was in high school, a lot of people were trying to start bands and still playing shows.
Joey Maines, our buddy.
Joey Maines,
Right.
yeah. And we were all in bands playing and traveling around.
It was fun, right?
Houston, and yeah, super cool. It's a little bit harder now.
Do you think the quality of music now is better than 15 years ago, or is
I
it?
mean, quality.
Tell me about the
is-
quality and the quantity compared to 15 years
I
ago.
think more people can make music now because people make it from home.
Right.
And like, there's so many producers that are not like huge.
So there's
big
more
studios.
music now, you think?
Yeah, I think there's more music.
But
and
what about the
opportunity.
quality?
the quality of music, like, is it good or does it sound
Is
good?
it better now or
It sounds
15?
better. Yeah, maybe when I was in high school, like, people were recording their own, like, garage stuff, and it sounded kind of, it was pretty bad quality.
Right.
Like, yeah, the music itself wasn't bad. Like, there's all kinds of different genres and stuff, but then, like, yeah, just audio quality as a whole, I think.
So music overall, you think is better now, but you just, if you're in the band, you can't make as much money.
Yeah, you're not gonna make as much money.
Right. So your dreams have been shattered a little bit because
Yeah.
kind of like, hey, I want to be a YouTube
Yeah.
star.
Musicians used to make money through just selling merch, and a lot of it was like CDs and shirts.
Yeah.
And then now it's you have to have a certain amount of streams before you even get any money at all. If you don't make a certain amount of streams,
Right.
you don't get paid.
Right.
And yeah, nobody buys CDs anymore. That's not a way to make money.
So it's tough nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
you gotta hustle a little harder selling shirts. And yeah.
Well, the one thing that is funny to me that I noticed over the years of being here and listening to you guys talk is that, like, say Daniel and Oz were talking about music. Daniel or Oz can spout out 10 bands that it's his favorite bands, and Daniel will have never heard of any of them, maybe one. Or when people talk about music, there's so much out
Mhm.
there that you can pick and choose whatever you want.
Mhm.
So it's not, you're not, maybe your close friends might know exactly
Mhm.
what you're talking about because you all listen together. But random friends, you won't have the same. It's almost not too much, but there's so much that you don't connect musically as much, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, everyone used to just listen to the radio.
Yeah,
That was the only
you
way
listen to
to
the same thing.
to receive music.
Yeah.
And now you can just kind of like,
You can
if you
listen.
don't want to listen to what's on the radio, you don't have to.
But you
can
know what
just-
I noticed though too is that nowadays the kids and guys your age, the old music. Y'all know all this songs from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, so like when
Way
I was
better than what I did from the, what was it, the 60s.
Yeah, like when I was younger, so I remember watching the Thriller music video when I was a little kid and thinking
Yeah.
it was so cool.
Right.
But it had already been out for years, whenever I was little. And I think that's really cool. Back when MTV used to it was reruns of old stuff.
Yeah,
And that was
that's
cool.
true,
Yeah, so we got a lot of that late 80s, early 90s still.
I do still listen to music, but I don't. The only time I listen to, if I hear a new song, it's going to be in a video game, or a music, or a commercial.
Commercial,
on TV,
yeah.
Or in a movie I'm watching.
On Netflix somewhere.
Yeah,
In a
that's the only
Netflix
time-
film.
I don't search out for new music.
Yeah, I think I hear so much new music just watching Netflix shows.
Yeah,
and
just
they
watching
play,
Netflix
yeah.
show. That's what happened. I was watching one show, I think it was P Valley or something, and they had this, and there was a song by, I think it was called Belly or something like that. And I was like, I would have never
Yeah.
sought that song if it wasn't for in that TV show. So, all right, well, I think that's enough music talk. Maybe we'll pick it up next week.
Wait, one more funny thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
MTV, you know how they don't show music anymore? It's just
Right.
reality TV shows.
Right.
They will though, if there's a song in the show, it'll pull up on the bottom in a little bar and it'll be like,
Really?
this song playing in whatever show. I
Oh,
don't
see, that's
16 and
cool.
pregnant.
That's cool. I like it. So MTV still come back. You can make it back. All right, guys. Hey, come on down to Player One. It'll be a great time.